feel good, man. You know, I don't feel too good because, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm a person that likes victory, you know. But at least, you know, I gained the world tonight, man. And for sure, I fought a legend, you know. But after this, man, the superstar status for sure. You know, I know I could be the face of boxing for sure after this.
It's a very exciting fight. Even the ref ended up on his ass at one point. Tell me about that.
Huh?
When the ref fell down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was laughing. Then I fell, too. I started laughing.
So, last thing, what did Canelo tell you after the fight?
He said I'm a great fighter. And
True story.
I got a great future ahead of me.
Facts.
He knows it's all love at the end of the day. You know?
Hello. So it's Tuesday today, which is like a bit late to make a video in the aftermath of Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga and whoever else was supposedly fighting on the card. Danny Garcia, Erslan De Lara, Stephen Fulton against somebody else, I don't know. Whoever else was fighting over that weekend to celebrate that Mexican Day of theirs that they usually do. But anyway, the outcome didn't surprise anybody, did it? You know what I mean? I think it very much was about Edgar Berlanga playing his role, which became even starker, became even more apparent in the aftermath of the fight, because despite all the bravado leading up to the fight about how you're supposedly going to knock Canelo Alvarez out in the 6th round, which nobody believed, by the way. I don't believe anybody believed it. I mean, I didn't confer with anybody, but I just get the feeling that nobody believed it. Because Canelo Alvarez has this great chin. We don't even need to get into that, to be honest with you. It just wasn't going to happen. But I suppose fighters need to psych themselves up. But what I'm trying to refer to is this, is that in the aftermath of the fight, it became quite apparent that Edgar Berlanga was almost considered himself like a little brother. When you're a little brother and you're fighting with your big brother, but you still want to hold your own. And the way he even looked in that ring, he did look like they were siblings, and he was a little sibling, and you know, their mom was trying to separate the two, but he was still mouthing off and still trying to act like he could hold his own against his big brother, so his big brother would respect him and all that type of stuff. And in the aftermath of the fight, I heard from somebody else, I didn't watch the interview, but apparently he said that Canelo Alvarez was his idol. And what I did see him say was that he's very proud of himself because, you know, he felt he fought a living legend. He said that Canelo Alvarez was a living legend. So, what can you make of it? I mean, from the little clips, I didn't watch the fight itself. I'm more interested in the politics surrounding the fight. Because the politics itself, I mean, a few days from now, we're going to get Oscar De La Hoya do one of those embarrassing takes of his that he seems to think are so cool. I don't know who's fucking. They need to take that guy's phone away, but they won't. He's going to, hey, clap back Thursday. Oh, God. Those things are so cringy. I can't even watch them. I got to be honest with you. I don't watch them. You know, somebody put a bug up his ass to make it feel like they're good things. But he's going to try and sort of downplay everything that went down. And I'd be interested to see how the numbers pan out. Now, I think somebody like, what's the name of that guy? Rick, I've forgotten his name. It starts with a G. The one that's always giving out the numbers. It's been so long since I've watched or heard anything from that guy, because once he got that situation with Canelo Alvarez wrong about Canelo Alvarez fighting with PBC again, and you know, initially it seemed like he was victorious, and he sort of seemed like you know what, yeah, it really did have this inside track. He knew what was going on, and how Al Heyman didn't have the money to pay Canelo Alvarez, and they were broke and stuff like that. It did seem like he was getting some traction until eventually they were able to work out the wrinkles and say, okay, fine, you know what, we love you, Canelo, fight Edgar Berlanga if you want to. We're still going to try and make that money. You understand me? Because if I'm not mistaken, what they were trying to, they were lining up David Benavidez. Hey, listen, you're going to fight David Benavidez. That's how we're going to make that money. We're going to make it a Mexican Independence Day thing, one Mexican from America against another Mexican from, a whole Mexican affair. It would have made big money. It would have been a big fucking deal. But I suppose they were able to think out the box and think, okay, look, what about the Puerto Rican crowd? They got people. They support their own. There's a history there. Let's play on that history. Let's make of it what we want. Yeah, Edgar Berlanga's not the ideal fucking opponent, but he's still Puerto Rican. He's still got that Puerto Rican swagger about him. The Puerto Ricans are going to come out for him, and that's the way it works. So I'll be interested to see how the numbers pan out. The guy I was talking about is Rick Laser, by the way. I think that's his name, right? You know what I mean? That the rather dull-looking American white gentleman who always has something to say about everything and sort of puts out these sort of dog whistles, these racist dog whistles. But that's by the by. I want to see how the numbers work out. I'm guessing, I've already made a video suggesting that it's going to do better than a lot of people are hoping it does. Like, a lot of people are hoping that it fails because they can say, he should have fought David Benavidez and so on. But I think that Al Heyman and his crew took the long view. Plus, the way Berlanga was promoted by Eddie Hearn, it's going to work out okay. I think the numbers are going to be okay. Oscar de la Hoya, of course, if the numbers weren't good at all, you would have heard from it. Oscar wouldn't be able to hold it till Thursday. He would have said something stupid. But I'm guessing the numbers are done okay. He's going to try and put something together by Thursday to try and downplay it. Or even if he doesn't downplay the numbers, saying that he was rubbish, he's going to go in against Edgar Berlanga, who's not going to care anyway, because Edgar Berlanga, he's limited in talent, but he's got a lot of money now, and he's still going to be a good-looking sort of Puerto Rican guy with money. The same thing with, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia went there to just reinforce the numbers, to sort of affirm to the Puerto Rican crowd out there that this is also a Puerto Rican affair, because he had no business being in there with Erislan de Lara. But it was about the money, it was about the business aspect of it, rather than legacy and all that other stuff that the real boxing fan wants to get into. Because, that's why he was able to quit and not feel... I mean, usually when you quit like that, people come down at you, but they came down at you, but, it was a business arrangement. Okay, look, well, we're going to go for it. We're going to see how it works out. If we can't do it, we just... Even Angel Garcia was the one who told him, in the corner. I saw that, listen, we've had enough. Fuck it. We've given the people a show. We backed up the whole Puerto Rican thing. Now it's time for Edgar Berlanga to go do his part, and he did his part, and that's the way it works out. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. Canelo Alvarez, I'm guessing to the disgust of many, declared himself to be the best boxer in the world or some shit like that. And of course you had Crawford sniping from the sidelines with his hype man, Turki Al-Sheikh. And I've got to be honest, man, I don't know about that, that combination there. It's almost like Crawford's got this Arab daddy now. I don't like the look. You might see it differently, but I think Crawford is just sniping away, and he's got this Arab daddy, and he's got his little Arab daddy trying to back him up, and he's talking a gang of shit, and truth is, Canelo can ignore you. This isn't gonna be a repeat of what you did with Errol Spence. I'm sorry, he can ignore you. He's gonna do you like he did fucking Boo Boo Andrade. You're not gonna have this Arab man sitting in your corner, you sitting on his lap. I don't even like the look. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You and this Arab guy just doing some this sort of sideshow thing. You look like his fucking sock puppet, for fuck's sake. I gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? If he was by himself with his crew, fine, fair enough. But you look like his fucking sock puppet. You look like you're doing the Arab man's bidding. You know what I mean? You look like Bilal up there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest. You looking like fucking Bilal, man. You looking like one of them left shoulder niggas. You know what I mean? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, go understand what coming from the left shoulder means in Islam. You understand me? So I don't like the way Crawford looked. Maybe I'm sort of reading too much into it. Some people can separate those things. I don't know, man. I just thought it just looked fucking janky. Yeah, but what else can we talk about as far as I'm concerned? Nothing more than that. I suppose that's the summary. I'm gonna do a live later tonight. I suppose I'm gonna do a live later tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit more, have a little bit of fun with the topics, talk about politics, talk about boxing, talk about AJ versus what's his name? AJ versus Dubois. Yeah, we talk about that.